What's going on, guys and gals? My name is Neko Fluttershy, and welcome to a video. So, okay, I'm not gonna fucking sugarcoat this shit. I'm not gonna lie. I actually kind of got this idea from Optimus, which is a really good YouTuber. You should definitely check him out if you haven't already. But he was talking about how video games are basically disappointing nowadays. And I have to agree. I honestly have to agree. I've been kind of thinking that for the past few years as well. Because based on my analysis, me and Optimus, I think they're the same age. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm 20. I'll be 21 on the 16th of January. And yeah. So I've been gaming since I was 2, as well as him. So there's a lot of things. So I'm going to get that right off the bat. This sounds like an Optimus kind of video. That's because, well, I got the idea from him. And that's entirely fine, I guess. I don't know. But let's start with, well, let's get it out of the way. I'm not going to sound like one of those old people, boomers that are like, oh, back in my day, video games used to be good, video games used to have a purpose, blah, 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 back in my day, XYZ. Well, even though it is true, I'm not gonna be like that here. I mean, video games nowadays, yeah, they're still good. They're still fun to play. They're pretty cool. I look forward to certain titles, like Doom Eternal. Actually, when I first heard about Doom Eternal, I'm like, blah. But now, I'm excited for the DLC. Mostly that's because of DJ, but, fuck it. But nowadays, video games have gotten just yeesh. Now, back in the day, I grew up playing on the PS2. I played some Devil May Cry, Max Payne. I played some good games on the PS2. And, those had some solid controls. Those had some really good gameplay. You didn't have to worry about anything at all. You didn't fucking have to worry about microtransactions. You didn't have to worry about, this game, you have to buy this game for $60, and now, after that, you gotta re-buy the DLC. Well, not even DLC, it's fucking whatever. You gotta buy this, buy that for an extra 10 or 20 just to get the rest of the game. I mean, it's stupid, honestly, what video games are doing nowadays. Now, I've never been one to be a fan of sports games. Sports games fucking suck. In general, it's not because of microtransactions. That's a big part of it. But for me, I mean, why would anybody want to play a sports game? You can just go outside and play some football, baseball, basketball, whatever. And if you're physically unable to, then I understand. That's a good alternative. But if you are physically able to fucking play some football, baseball, whatever, outside, then do it. Don't fucking, you get a better experience by doing that instead of, playing it on a computer or game system or something. But sports games have been a really big problem when it comes to, microtransactions. They don't even, video games nowadays, most of them, well, the big names, Call of Duty, Madden, anything that's sports games or, other games, they suck, honestly, because they're not finished. Video games these days are never finished. And honestly, when it comes down to it, you're buying the same game. Oh, what's this? A battle pass for, Call of Duty, insert random Call of Duty title here. Oh, wait, what? Oh, you mean that this add-on that I have to pay $10 or $20 more for actually contains things that they said were going to be contained in the game from the start? Wow. At least we have it. Yeah, at least you fucking have it. But the problem is, you have to fucking buy it again. Basically, you're buying the same exact game. Because, oh, they took out a feature. Video game companies like Activision, EA, and other companies, they rush their titles out. They don't give a shit about you. And, you know, as sad as it may sound, it's true. If they actually cared and they listened to their audience and, you know, the people that are out there buying their games, you'll find out that they want, you know, things to be different. They wanted this on the first day. They wanted that. They didn't want a microtransaction fest. They didn't want shitty gameplay or modes to be, you know, cut it out of the game because, oh, we gotta rush this. Now look at Doom Eternal. Look at that game. They pushed the game back. It was scheduled for release last year in November, I believe. I think it was November that they... It's either October or November that they, you know, last year that they were going to release Doom Eternal. But then they saw that there was a problem or whatever, and they postponed the release date. And look at where Doom Eternal is now. It's a really well-polished game that I enjoy playing, honestly. And I don't have to feel like I'm being ripped off, you know, or my friend DJ doesn't feel that way either. Then again, he fucking plays everything. He doesn't really... he doesn't really have much standards, so at least I don't think he does. He'll just play whatever. I mean, he won't play much sports games, but he has standards, just not big ones. Like, he's up for anything, really. But when you think about it, you know, more game companies should take note of id Software, because they make some good content, and if there's a problem, they address it, and they fix it in an update, and if there's a problem with the game itself before launch, they may postpone it a little bit to, you know, fix the problem. But most video games nowadays, you know, from EA or, you know, Activision or whatever, can't even do that. Like, okay, let me take, for example, okay, so a week after, you know, Black Ops 3 came out on last gen, which technically is 2 generations ago, 2 video game generations ago, when the PS5 and Xbox Series X comes out, which is shortly, actually, I think in a month. Take into consideration, you know, a week after I ended up getting Black Ops 3, again, for last gen at the time, you know, the PS3, there was an update. Automatically, there's a fucking update. Basically, I couldn't play zombies because the game had to update that shit in it. And it was the basic minimum. It was Shadows of Evil. And I'm like, okay, fine. You know, fine. I'm fine with that. Even though I wasn't really fine with that. I was pissed. Because I had to waste an entire day at school at that time worrying about, oh, is this game gonna update? Is it not gonna update? Oh, God. Oh, I really hate this. I'm so scared. You know, because I actually was. Because when it comes time to updating things, you know, at the time, and even right now, you know, if an update fails on the PS3, you know, you have to redo that update from the beginning. So you're at 99%. It fucks up. You wasted a couple hours. Well, guess what? You gotta waste a couple more hours. And keep in mind, the PS3 at that time, and still to this day, does not support background downloading for update files. So, I had to, you know, go to school and worry, oh, is it gonna corrupt? Is it gonna fuck up or something? Which, thank fuck it didn't. But it goes to show that there should not have been basically a day one update for a game that actually, in my personal opinion, shouldn't really have existed on last gen, because I mean the multiplayer on last gen, or on the PS3 was blah, and the zombies is okay. You got the giant and whatever, so that's good, but that's it. They cut out the campaign, right? Well, guys and gals, it only gets worse from here. So fast forward a couple of years later, and then Advanced Warfare came out, Infinite, and Black Ops 3, I think, Infinite Warfare, these games came out. Everybody and their fucking cat got pissed off because it was all advanced, and which I don't really care about, honestly. I mean, I prefer to go back to the classics, World War II, or hell, even Modern Warfare. I don't really care about the futuristic combat and whatever. However, so when that came out, it was universally hated. I finally got myself a copy when, even before I got a PS4, which I got in August. And I have to agree with these people. Infinite Warfare is just fucking disappointing. You have to update the game to play the goddamn fucking campaign. Seriously, why? Why? No, seriously, why? 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 Why the fuck do you have to do that? No, you shouldn't have to install an update file just to play a fucking campaign. Or anything else for that matter. Just play the game. But no. No, there's an update. And in order to play the campaign, you had to update. Stupid as fuck, I must say. And, I just think it's really dumb what Activision is doing. They're basically forcing us to update the game that isn't even finished at all. Just because, we need to get the day one sales. We need to hurry up for the holidays, so parents and grandparents and all that can buy the game on the day it releases for the Christmas season, holiday season. No! If your game is not polished, if there's things that need to be done, you fix that shit. I don't care if it comes out on the holidays or not. Okay, a wise man once said, a delayed game is eventually good, but a bad game is bad forever. You wanna know who fucking said that? Mr. Shigeru Miyamoto. He knows this. And it's true, though. A game is eventually good, and look at it from Doom Eternal's perspective. They delayed Doom Eternal, and it turned out fucking awesome. Imagine if the game did not get delayed, and they left it in the state it was in before. Yeah. You would have been looking at a really bad game. Sure, there are some glitches and bugs in the game, but at least it's not game-breaking, it's not bad. It's not horrible. And I think game designers and programmers need to look at this as a sign that video gaming just isn't really that good anymore. Now, sure, I do enjoy my Call of Duties and my, Halos and other games like that. I'm excited for Cold War, honestly. Because, hey, it's got zombies. And let me be clear on this. The only thing I care about nowadays of Call of Duty standards is the zombies. I never cared about the campaign, or I did care about the campaign. Campaign is pretty cool on, the older titles. I never gave a shit about the multiplayer. I still don't. I honestly hate multiplayer. It's not my sort of thing, right? So, getting Call of Duty for the multiplayer aspect is a waste of money and time for me. and a waste of a perfectly good game on my shelf. Or in this case on the PS4, a box, because I'm not gonna put PS4 games on the shelf when my PS4 is really close by. But you get the idea that, I'm not gonna waste $60 fucking on a game for only one feature. Well, I probably will anyway, because like I said, I only care about the zombies. But a lot of people are saying that Black Ops 4 zombies, some of Black Ops 3, and even from what they've seen so far on, Cold War, is bad. Now, this always happens with Call of Duty fans. They don't know what the fuck they want. They never know what they want. Oh, I want a futuristic shooter. And then when the game comes out, Black Ops 3 or Infinite Warfare, oh, fuck you! No, this game sucks! It's too futuristic! Isn't that what you wanted? You just said you fucking wanted a futuristic warfare kind of game. Yeah, but this is what I had in mind. Okay, then, what did you have in mind? A game where you're in Mars shooting things. Well, then just get Doom Eternal! Get Doom 2016! Don't bitch about Call of Duty. And also, another thing. Oh, I want a World War II shooter. Call of Duty World War II comes out. Oh, this is the worst game ever. Call of Duty World War II sucks, blah, blah, blah. Actually, I think World War II is probably one of the better Call of Duty games that, have been pumped out recently by Activision. But yeah, you got Infinite Warfare, which is a universally hated Call of Duty game. Which, based on the fact of, the zombies is mediocre. The zombies is just blah. I didn't really enjoy the zombies as much. And it's just, I don't know. It's weird. And it's the problem with the fact that, they pump these games out. They don't give them time to, test it. Hell, I don't even think they fucking test these games out. Right? And now let's get to the microtransactions. Oh my god, the fucking microtransactions. Oh god. I almost vomited just saying that fucking word, microtransactions. Because it sucks. Instead of having a really well polished game that it will be fun to enjoy, on day one, you have games that are not finished. Let's just fucking say that, not finished. And then, on top of that, microtransactions up the ass. You have, you can get the battle pass for free. Actually, no, they're charging you money. That's why it's called microtransactions. Oh, you can get the fucking battle pass for extra $20. Season pass for $30. Oh, here's some loot boxes, buy it at $100. And you may or may not get the weapon you want, or the gear you want, or the player you want, if we're talking football. Or something like that. I'm like, are you serious? And that's the thing. They do this every single time. I'm sure the majority of gamers, myself included, are downright fucking tired of microtransactions. But somehow, it works. Somehow, I don't know how or why, but somehow, some way it works. Every year, nobody wants microtransactions. And then, the on day one or day two, they already got several thousands upon tens of thousands even of dollars in microtransactions alone. How the fuck is that even a thing? Seriously. I despise microtransactions, even if they're the good kind. Because let's face it, video games should be complete. And now, going back to my earlier statement of video games on, back in the day. Back in the day, what you see is what you get. There were no updates for video games, and if there were, they were on PC. Yeah, and like let's take for example World of Warcraft. You see, there's expansions, right? There's add-ons to World of Warcraft. They are their own thing. And the same thing with The Sims. Same thing with other games at that time. Hell, even Doom while we're at it. You know, if you wanted DLC, if you wanted add-ons, you had to buy another disc. But it contained all the data that you needed. None of this bullshit that we have now. And you know, when it comes time to gaming, back then, again, what you saw is what you got. For example, Mario Kart Double Dash. You know, that game's fucking perfect. You know, that's my all-time favorite video game. And imagine what would have happened if Miyamoto himself, or Satoru Iwata at that time, thought, you know what, let's put the game in a not very polished state. That game would not be as good, or as remembered fondly in a good way, as it should be, right? Now, look at Superman 64. That game fucking sucks, okay? Everyone's ripped it apart, everyone tore that game to fucking shreds. Bubsy 3D, the same way. What you saw is what you got. There were no microtransactions for, you know, the GameCube or the PS2 or something like that. There were no problems back in the day with, you know, these games having problems like microtransactions. Matter of fact, I actually prefer going back and playing some old PS2, GameCube, I don't even have that. I never had an Xbox, but, you know, hell, even Xbox games, you know, the original Xbox, and old-fashioned PC gaming. That, and yes, gaming like Skyrim and stuff like that, they look fucking awesome. You know, really lifelike and beautiful. But, I mean, I just like the days where video gaming was, you know, I like the overall designs. Like, there are a lot of games I don't think are being pushed to the capacity that they should be. For example, I don't think, you know, these games that have really big, you know, graphics are actually utilizing its full potential. All of the PS4 graphics. And I'm sure it's going to be the same way with the PS5 when that comes out. Or the Xbox Series X. Or, you know, other things. PC I'm not so worried about. PC, the only way they can upgrade things on PC is if they keep making graphics cards and video chips and stuff like that for, you know, PCs. Which, yeah, that's pretty good. But, however, one more thing I despise about gaming now is all the false bullshit, false advertising, right? So let's say, for example, I made a commercial for a game that I was working on. Let's call it Pornhub Simulator. And, you know, I was going to say, and I said in the commercial, oh, you can do this, you can do that. You can tie up hot babes in 4K. And then when the game comes out, that feature is not there. It's either removed entirely, or it is in the form of paid DLC or an update. If you're going to promise something on the first day, if you're going to say, oh, yes, this feature will indeed be in the game, it has to be in the fucking game. None of that bullshit. You know, none of that, oh, yeah, it's going to be in the game when it's not in the game bullshit. And, you know, I don't get it. Why are there so many false problems if you're hyping up a game so well? Because, oh, it's gonna have this, have that. It damn well better have what you're advertising it to have. You know, to have in it. And personally, yeah, I will play a lot of games regardless of all the griping that I'm doing in this video. But it's still true, though. Video games have gone downhill, and I've mentioned that before in a couple other videos a while ago, that video gaming has gone downhill based on microtransactions. But not only has it gone downhill, video gaming nowadays is just fucking depressing. And, you know, looking back at what video games used to be, what we used to have in gaming, it's just not there anymore. That, and I get it, you know, and Optimus kind of said the same thing, where it's like, I may be just growing up or whatever, but in a way, I feel like video gaming, it's just whatever, you know? Like, I mean, I'm still gonna be gaming. I'm always gonna be gaming. But, well, probably not always. There may come a time I just stop gaming entirely. Because of how all the bullshit, you know, what happens and stuff. But, you know, it's this thing that I just don't really care anymore about new releases. Oh, a new Assassin's Creed game comes out. Whoopity fucking shit. I'm just gonna play Assassin's Creed 3 anyway. Oh, a new Resident Evil game comes out. Okay, I'm more excited for that one than Assassin's Creed, but, you know, do I really care? Honestly. Oh, a new Mario Kart game comes out. Okay, fine. I'm excited for that, but it's not going to be as good as Double Dash. Honestly, no matter what you add, it's never going to be as good as Double Dash. Mario Kart Double Dash is the perfect Mario Kart game. Oh, a new Pokemon game comes out. Meh. Just another Generation 1 remake. The fucking original games were better because you had Missing No. You know, I mean, it's like that. You know, I'm just not really as excited for new releases as I should be. I don't care anymore about the new, you know, Call of Duty game. Even though, yes, I do want to play Cold War when that comes out in its entirety. As I mentioned before, I'm mostly playing Call of Duty for the zombies anyway. Not really for the campaign. I just don't... I think the campaign is kind of blah. I think the multiplayer is just blah in general. And the only thing I really do is like the third party, or the third modes for, you know, like zombies. What was that one called in Ghosts? Extinction, I think. Yeah, that one, which I actually enjoyed. I actually liked Extinction. Everyone else is like, oh, this is a bad thing. This is a failed attempt at trying to bring zombies to the table. Yeah, I could see that, and it is true. It is a failed attempt at zombies, but when you look at it in a different way, it's kind of its own unique thing. Given the fact that, you know, they tried, I guess. But, again, going through my stance on video gaming now, I just don't really enjoy it as I used to. I used to get excited all the time about, oh, sweet, a new Halo game. But then I realized it's going to be for the next latest Xbox that I don't fucking have, because I'd rather get a Nintendo Switch or a PS5 or whatever. I don't bother with fucking Xbox, personally. I mean, if you do, that's fine, that's great. But as for me, I'll just wait till the fucking thing becomes infinitely cheaper. I mean, I got two of my 360s for free, and I got one 360 for like less than $50. And same with the Wii. Honestly, you know, that's a 360, by the way, not the One or whatever. But if I really wanted the Xbox One or the Xbox One S or X or whatever, well, I'll just say fuck it, really. I'll pay as cheap as I can. And honestly, with gaming, a lot of games now, I'll just wait till they go on sale. Because, honestly, I don't care about paying full price. That, I just don't have the money. I don't have any money to buy, you know, constantly the new games that keep coming out. And, you know, even if I did, there's so many to choose from, and if I pick the wrong one, I'm out $60, and I don't want to play, with a game I don't really care about. And with pre-order bonuses as well. Pre-order bonuses are a thing in its entirety. It's something different. But let's say, for example, like, again, going back to the whole porn hub simulator, whatever thing I was talking about earlier, that I wanted to, as an example, it's not a real thing. If it could be, I don't know. But let's say if you pre-order the game, you get 50 fuck dollars or fuck cash or whatever it's called, where you can spend it on whatever you wanted in game when whatever happens, when yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, a lot of things you get are either skins for your in-game character that, let's face it, will end up being DLC anyway. Like for Doom Eternal, Doom 64, and the Revenant skin, the Doot Revenant skin, and some map from, what was it? One of the master levels. Yeah, you can get that for free by pre-ordering the game, as bonus content, but you can still buy it right now. You can actually buy it if you want. So it's still a thing, but pre-order bonuses are boring, and even some of the physical things you get. Yes, what I would have liked to see is, if you pre-order Doom Eternal, I would have loved to see a Slayer costume in reality, or maybe even just the helmet. Maybe a replica of the super shotgun. I don't know. I would have loved to seen that as whatever, but instead it's just bonus in-game content that you could probably just, again, buy, and it doesn't really affect anything. I could live without getting, I think it's the Art Complex. Either way, I can live without getting the Art Complex Master level. I can live without that, honestly. I mean, I'll get it anyway at some point, just because, hey, more content for my channel. But, I mean, gaming, as a whole, is just, odd. And I don't really, okay, so to, recap, I don't get excited for new releases. I mean, yeah, there are one or two games I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, this game is gonna be fucking amazing. Hell yeah. But then again, going to what I was saying earlier about false promises and, lies that, oh, this is going to be a feature in the game, and then, like, it's never a feature, or if it is, it's several years late, when no one cares about that game anymore. I mean, look at No Man's Sky. Now, I've never played the game, but I have heard horror stories about the game when it first came out. It didn't have anything. It was basically a boring game with a lot of promises that were broken. Inevitably, though, some of the features are still there now. So if you wanted to play it now, then that's that. But, even so, the fact that on day one, there's all these promises and shit that, did not go through, yeah, that kind of turns people off as well. And the fact that there's microtransactions up the ass everywhere you go. Oh, pay fucking $20 for this, pay $30 for that. Oh, you want this loot crate? You gotta fucking buy it for like $100 or a fucking max out your fucking credit card just to play this shitty game that is not polished, or, it's not good. And now, I love gaming. It's not all just, oh, I hate this, I hate that. I love gaming. I love being able to play video games and all that. I'm excited for a couple games, you know, like I'm excited for the DLC for Doom Eternal. I'm excited for some other titles that are coming out. The new Resident Evil game coming out. I'm excited for that one. I hope it's for the PS4 because I might want to get that as well as the Resident Evil 7 or the Biohazard, whatever that first-person shooter game is. That one. In the Call of Duty, or the Resident Evil series. And also, another thing that I just don't like about gaming anymore are all the reviews. Like, when Resident Evil 6 came out, and everyone was telling me, or a lot of people were telling me, don't play this game, don't buy it, don't, whatever. This game sucks, and you did whatever. But when I played it, it was actually good. That's another thing. The fan bases of some of these communities, like Call of Duty, Resident Evil, they think that every single game in existence of the same name and franchise is going to be exactly as they want. Exactly just like the first game or the second game that they love so much. Well, I mean, yeah, Resident Evil 6 had that. It had some features that were actually pretty good. But there's like, Resident Evil 6 was not survival horror enough for me. Really? Is that what you're going to complain about? I, for one, don't care about the survival horror. I know that's why Resident Evil was made in the first place, for survival horror. But are you just going to seriously bitch about this game just because it's it's more action-oriented than, horror? I mean, seriously, people. And when Call of Duty comes out every year, or every so often, every 2 or 3 years, a new Call of Duty game comes out. Oh, Call of Duty Cold War sucks. And it was like, okay, I had I didn't really have an argument. I had a fight to an extent with someone. It wasn't really a fight. It was more of this guy was a complete asshole, a piece of shit, right? So it was on Instagram, and I saw the game, a little tiny bit of the gameplay for the Cold War zombies, which I'm so fucking psyched for. I'm excited for the zombies. Again, that's why I mostly play Call of Duty anyway nowadays. But there's this guy that said, "Oh, this sucks," and I'm like, okay, the game hasn't come out yet, and that's what a lot of other people are saying. The game hasn't even come out yet. How could you say it fucking sucks if it isn't even out yet? And he's like, don't care, it still sucks. And I'm like, okay, fine, it's your opinion. I was actually trying to be cool about it. I mean, it was his opinion, and I'm cool with that. But then he went over onto my account and found a photo of me from like a year or two ago on Insta, or actually no, I think it was earlier this year or something. Basically a long time ago, and said, "Oh, I'm being told on by someone that looks like this," and arguing about a video game or whatever. And I'm like, listen here, you fuckfest. I was not arguing with you at all. I was just saying the cold hard truth, and it was the truth. The game wasn't even out yet, and still isn't even out yet. Still not even out yet at the time I was recording this video. And he wanted to start shit, right? So I blocked him. And I said, "Fuck you." I said my piece. But that's another thing. Video game reviewers, when the game isn't even out yet, they just go insane. Oh, this game sucks. Oh, it's not good. Well, the game's not out yet, so how could you make that fucking judgment when the game isn't even out yet? Yes, there's the beta, but betas are meant to be a way to contact, and be like, oh, so there's this bug in the game, there's that. It's a chance for people to play the game early and to potentially make the game better by contacting the developers. So I don't care what your stances are, on with the Call of Duty series. the fact of the matter is, the game's not out yet. Quit starting problems with people just because they're telling you like it is. Personally, I think it's just a fucking 5-year-old kid. Just shouldn't even have access to the internet, personally. But anyways, guys and gals, that's just my thoughts on it all. I feel like video gaming is not really all that good anymore. I mean, I love it, don't get me wrong. It's just, it feels like something is missing. A lot of things are missing. You know, a lot of things are just not there anymore. And it's not nearly as fun as it used to be. Not as well polished as it should be. There's all this hype for video games like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, and, you know, it a lot of times fails to deliver. And when you play only one mode out of, like, 2 or 3, like, there's no point, really, in actually buying the game. You're better off actually getting people like Treyarch and Activision to make, you know, a Call of Duty Zombies game for console and PC, where it's nothing but zombies. Yeah, they did it with Call of Duty Zombies Mobile, or Black Ops Zombies, or whatever it was called. But that was only Black Ops. They didn't do World at War, Black Ops 2 or 3, 4, anything like that. And I did hear something about Call of Duty Mobile, or whatever the hot new Call of Duty, or the hottest Call of Duty mobile game is. May have zombies in it, but fuck it. I don't really care anymore. Honestly, do what you want. If you like video games, and keep playing them. That's what I'm gonna be doing. But, you know, if you don't like them, that's fine. If you think like me and that video games have gone downhill and, you know, all these things, then that's whatever. You know, that's the same thing here. And I honestly agree. I think video games are just not nearly as good as they should be nowadays. And honestly, just thinking about video games in this day and age kind of bummed me out personally. And like, the only few good games are by indie developers, actually, come to think of it. You have games like Undertale and whatever that they're indie games, but they're some of the good, you know, most coolest games out there. You got Doki Doki Literature Club. You have Five Nights at Freddy's. You got all these other games that they're made by indie developers, pretty much. You have Scott Cawthon. You have Team Salvato. You got Toby. Not Toby Turner. That's Tobuscus. Toby Fox, I think it is, that made Undertale, and maybe Deltarune or whatever it's called. But you got these people, they have ideas. They have really good ideas. So the gaming, you know, gaming as a whole is not all bad. It's not all, oh, video games are boring now and disappointing. No, there still are some really good games out there made by, you know, developers and programmers like, you know, Toby Fox and all that work to make games different. And that's what I like to see. I like difference. But anyways, guys and gals, that's gonna be it for this video. I know it was a bit lengthy, but hell, when the fuck aren't my videos lengthy? But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys and gals. If you like this video, give this video a like. If not, that's fine too. Don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on the whole damn thing, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon down below to get notified of my future uploads and live streams and whatever the fuck else that I do. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, people, and Brohoof. Boom.